Ah yes, the tale is old as time. Shota meets
Ara, ara.
everyone's favorite fantasy. Wait a minute. Yes, yes, stop writing in front of my HQ. I know many of you don't really like shotas. While many do like the ara ara genre, it's usually not particularly effective without a little boy kid. After all, you don't imagine your fat ass being pampered by someone half your size now, would you? Eh, what? You do? Eh, whatever. I'm a too lean, mean killing machine. I don't know how you all see the world. Anyways, here I'll be reviewing the critically acclaimed game, The Three Charms. The game is pretty long, about 2 to 4 hours long, considering its price. Did I mention that it only costs $1? And it's 50% off until mid-September, so it's only half a dollar? This kind of shit will make AAA companies pee their pants and call an exorcist. In a world where yokais exist, shut up, who cares about the plot? Give us the ara. No, you shut up, the plot's pretty good. Anyway, humans and yokai don't really get along. Oh, before I forget, these yokais are the type that draws power from common sex. Thanks, bye. You are Hakunen, a young boy. Panther, it's called Shota. Fuck off! Saying Japanese words is kind of embarrassing. His parents were fucking murdered by yokai, and instead of having a vengeance like most of us would, he decides to be the bigger man, despite being a small boy. No, he doesn't just forgive the yokai, he also laments his inability to resolve the situation peacefully, and so begins his quest to find a sorcerer and study sorcery. After arriving at an undisclosed location, the sorcerer you're looking for is unfortunately out and exterminating yokai at a nearby mountain. You, an impatient little brat, search the mountain until, oh no, it's night. It's yokai time. You then meet an Omi, who decides not to rape you, and also gives you 3 charms. Oh my god, title drop! She teaches you how to use them, and pretty much tells you, escape the mountain if you can, lol. Which brings us to gameplay. Outside of battles, the game is like an obstacle course. With enough luck and finger agility, most fights can be avoided. What about battles? Well, you're a fucking kid who can't fight for shit. If you get into a battle, your main goal is to fucking run! To do so, you can use those 3 charms. One charm is used to seal them out, another for the arms, and another for the legs. Want to stop the enemy from chasing you? Seal the legs. The enemy is seducing you with sweet nothings. Shut that mouth. Each yokai has their own most dangerous parts for you to discover. Seals don't last forever though. Eventually the enemy will break the seals and punish you with a special move. The game is also about stamina management. Running? Pay some stamina. Using charms? That's pretty expensive dog. Enemies seduced you? Pay up. To regain stamina, you consume a turn and rest, which restores stamina depending on how much stamina you have left. If your stamina gets below 50, then, well, time to get sucked dry. If the enemy manages to catch you, it's time to engage in CQC. At this stage, the enemy damages your willpower instead of stamina. What happens if you run out of willpower? Well, you fucking come. Also, you lose. To get out of CQC, you need to struggle a few times. The game also features boss battles, which are fucking hard. Every boss battle is a cycle of 3, where one cycle includes a running phase and a CQC phase. So you start with good old running away. Then the boss unleashes some bullshit move and you're now gripped. Okay, after escaping, you return to another running session. After gaining a distance, the boss unleashes the same bullshit move again, and puts you into CQC. This happens one more time, then you win. Yay. Getting stun locked is a serious concern in this game. While you can show your fate to RNG and believe, you should really learn what fucked you and seal it in the next attempt. Back to the plot. Our boy Hakunen keeps showing us how much of a fucking man he is. Keeping his will strong and rejecting the thoughts. Of course, this is assuming you keep winning. He also shows no fucking mercy on his enemies and murders them with his kindness. Eventually, the game ends with an epic fistfight on a submarine with Mount Rushmore on it. Okay, there was no submarine or Mount Rushmore, but it's still on a mountain. At this point, I was sold. I was going to recommend an Iron Cross for this fellow. But let's not be so hasty now, as we shift our focus to the porn. Is, unfortunately, the crappiest part of the game. There's the usual get sucked dry when you're defeated. Similar to the classic Mother Girl quest. The game amusingly uses the words happy ever after instead of game over. Unfortunately, I'm no fan of seeing shotas getting sucked dry, and I'm a human supremacist who prefers humans breeding with other humans instead of going interspecies. After finishing the plot, you're subjected to a torturously long series of sex scenes, starting with Hakunen losing his heart-preserved virginity. I don't know if I'm a slow infantry tank while reading this shit, but it took me an hour to finish all the endgame scenes. It is in the sex scenes where our boy is at his least manliest. Some scenes even have photos, and our boy gets fucking ass raped. Of course, it comes with the genre that the man never has any control during sex. The scenes have an ejaculation counter which tells how many ejaculations there are until the scene ends. So imagine my despair when the final scene has 7 ejaculations. Man, it just doesn't fucking end. Sorry, I'm reciting my Iron Cross recommendation. A wise Panzer once said, "The most boring part of a good porn game is the porn." Well, okay, I said that. And it is correct on most occasions. Porn scenes are only enjoyable if you're horny. And if the game is good, then you're likely to not be horny. So yeah, anyway, the plot is great, the gameplay is great, and unfortunately the porn isn't good. But considering its low price of $1, this game can probably be regarded as a masterpiece.